This is music, and this is 2, 2, 2, and 2. Congratulations to Trini Metal Grooves on 200 subscribers. Well deserved. Go and check out Trini Metal Grooves. If you don't know that channel, he covers, I would say, any metal genre imaginable. And it's also a physical music media collecting themed channel. So if you're into CDs and vinyl and all that good stuff, that's the channel for you. If you also like metal music, that's even more the channel for you. So go and check it out. To celebrate that he has reached 200 subscribers, he has launched a thread, and I quite like his channel. So I obviously want to support his channel and also celebrate the 200 subscribers. So this is my contribution to the thread. Now the thread is two themed. So first, he would like us to show the second, the 20th, and the 200th items in our collections. Then he would like us to, talk about two artists or bands, past or present, that we would like to have seen live or that we would like to see live. Then he would like us to show two bands that have two members that have been involved in other things on the side, maybe a solo career, maybe a side project. I don't know, maybe even a real band, uh, or even guest appearances on other artists' output. And then he would like us to shout out at least two channels here on YouTube. So yeah, I like his channel, and this is my contribution to the thread. Now, with the first question, I've just gone by the way it's cataloged in Discogs, the way my collection is cataloged. And I decided to split it up into the three um, media that I collect. So I'm going to show you the second, the 20th, and the 200th vinyls in my collection. And I'm going to do the same thing with uh, CDs and with cassette tapes. So the second vinyl in my collection is this one here, Power Games by 220 Volt, also known as 220V. This is melodic hard rock slash heavy metal. This one leans, I would say, a little bit more towards the melodic heavy metal side of things. Uh, Swedish early 80s or at least 80s stuff. So it has that magic that I associate with the early 80s Swedish heavy metal and hard rock scene. This is a great album. It captures a lot of that scene. Uh, I didn't know this when I picked it up. This is an original pressing, but apparently these are really hard to come by. They have been reissued. I think all of them on Music on Vinyl, but I could be misremembering things here. I have a couple of reissues as well by this band. Um, but I didn't know that these were hard to come by when I picked it up, and I think I even paid less than 100 Danish kroner for this one, so that's very cheap. But, in any case, awesome stuff. If you wanna check out the magic of the early 80s or at least 80s melodic heavy metal and hard rock scene from Sweden, that's one place to start. The 20th item in my vinyl collection is this one here, AC/DC 74 Jailbreak. This is from the Bon Scott era, but it was released in the 80s as far as I know. And I just have to come out and say immediately, Bon Scott era versus the Brian Johnson era, I like them both equally. I'm not even interested in that discussion or debate which one is better. I like them both equally. End of story. This one here is really cool because the songs on here to me sound quite different from, your typical Bon Scott era AC/DC song. So it's actually a very, very interesting listen in that respect. Also, the songs, they're just good. You know what I mean? So there you go, the 20th vinyl in my vinyl collection. And oh boy, yes, the next one is gonna make the metal elitists cry because it just happens to be the only baby metal vinyl that I have in my collection. The rest I have is on CD. Yeah, if you want to be a true metal elitist, you have to hate baby metal. I'm not a metal elitist. Whether I'm a true metal fan or not, I don't even care. I've been listening to metal music since I was 11. I've been in thrash metal bands, heavy metal bands, death metal bands, hard rock bands, black metal even. So yeah, you decide. I don't care. I like a lot of baby metal songs. Um, but and this may be where the Kitsune will hate me, the baby metal fans, because most Kitsune that I have talked to prefer the live versions of the songs. I prefer the studio album versions. So there you go. I'm an outcast in both camps. I don't know. I don't care. But this one here, I mean, I'm not a big live album fan in the first place. There's some live albums that I absolutely love, though. For example, Made in Japan by Deep Purple and Iron Maiden's Live After Death. Definitely. This one here, I think, is pretty good. I mean, they have some good, just good songs on here, good performances as well, and it's a fun listen. I have to be honest, the only reason why I have this in my collection is that it was on sale at a very favorable price at CD Japan, and I was buying some other stuff. And I'm glad I picked it up because, I enjoy listening to it from time to time. So there you go. I've just lost my Metalhead card, and I've probably also lost my Baby Metal fan card. And I still have my I don't really care card. Anyways, let's move on to the CDs. So the second CD in my collection is this one here, 8-Foot Sativa, Breathe the Pain. This one is signed and all. And this was given to me by Nathan from Metal Down Under. So thanks for that. This to me is somewhere in between modern thrash and melodeath. So it's really fast, really aggressive in places, but also quite melodic. And it's full of thrash elements, mostly modern thrash, but there are some things that harken back to the old school style of thrash metal. No matter what, I think it's great. I enjoy listening to this. This one just slaps, and I absolutely dig it. So that was the second CD in my CD collection. Then the 20th one is this Power Up box set here. And the way it works is that there's a button somewhere in here. You can press it and it plays one of the songs from the album, but it's out of batteries. So, yeah, currently it's not working. But yeah, Power Up. That's, of course, their most recent, maybe last album. I don't know. And a lot of people don't like this album. I quite enjoy it because just like 74 Jailbreak, there's some things on here that are kind of unusual for an AC/DC album. And I just think that's interesting. So, yeah, Power Up, the 20th CD in my CD collection, and I actually really enjoy it. And oh boy, metal elitists cry because the 20th CD in my collection just happens to be Baby Metal's compilation, 10 Baby Metal Years. I do have the Digipack stored somewhere else safely. There we go, sorry, there we go. It looks like this. And, yeah, I mean, I like Baby Metal. I mean, I don't like all their songs. I like most of the songs I've heard. Uh, I like most of their albums. I think that the guy behind Baby Metal, I think he's a good songwriter. If you just look at the songs as catchy, enjoyable, and fun songs, yeah, there's no denying that, you know, that guy knows how to do that. And there are lots of Baby Metal songs that I think are fun and enjoyable, and some that are actually a lot of them that are genuinely good and challenging listens and complex. So, yeah, and this one, by the way, was given to me by Metal Marty Mac. So there you go. This is my 20th CD. 10 Baby Metal Years, and I quite enjoy listening to that as well. So there you go. Okay, cassette tapes. The second cassette tape is this one here. Again, AC/DC. This is Flick of the Switch. Another album by AC/DC that is not that popular. I love this album. I don't care. The production is not great, I think, but the songs are great. Awesome riffs on here. Very groovy songs and very catchy songs as well. And it's kind of heavy for an AC/DC album too, which I quite enjoy. So yeah, Flick of the Switch, the second cassette in my collection. The 20th cassette is this one here, Arabesque, self-titled. This is a demo. It looks very professional though, so I'm always in doubt. Is it a demo that's just very professional looking, or is it an official release? But I do think it's a demo. This is glam metal, and it actually has some decent, in my opinion, ballads on here, which is almost unheard of to me because I hate hair metal power ballads, and some fun, hard rocking uh, glam metal songs. Good riffs on here too. I think this one is kind of difficult to find, and I don't even remember how it ended up in my collection. But there you go, I have it, and I'm glad I do because I enjoy it. That was the 20th set in my collection. The 200th set is this one here, First Contact by Contact. So this is space alien themed heavy metal with a touch of speed and thrash metal, in my opinion. And I have to be careful because there's a hard rock band called Lynx with a similar theme. I also have some of their releases on cassette, and I tend to get them mixed up. But this is the heavy metal, speed metal, slightly thrashy one. Really good stuff, awesome stuff. This is I think it's classified as a mini album or an EP. But in any case, it's awesome. And I don't know if you can see it on camera. Yeah, you can see it. There's like glitter in the shell itself to signify the stars of the cosmos. So there you go. That was question one. I probably went a little bit overboard. Whatever. Okay, so question two. Two artists or bands, past or present, that you would like to have seen live or that you would like to see live. I've been lucky enough to see a lot of the bands that I wanted to see live. I've seen them. Iron Maiden, my favorite band of all time. I've seen them with Blaze Bayley. I've seen them with Bruce Dickinson. Metallica. I've seen them a couple of times. The first time I saw them live was a bit underwhelming because they were burned out from a very long tour. But I've seen other Metallica shows that were great. I've seen Merciful Fate live. I've seen King Diamond live. Overkill. Megadeth. Obituary. Uh, Immortal. I've seen a lot of bands live that I wanted to see. And of course, there are bands that I've just come to term with the fact that I'm never going to see them live because they've, called it a day. Maybe some of the members have passed away. And there are also bands that, in their heyday, it would have been cool to see them live, but the state they're in now, no thanks. Like the Crew or Kiss. And yeah, sometimes you get lucky and they're like, the bands, reunite and go out on tour, or some of the members put together half the band and maybe with some hired hands, like Pantera did recently. And I get to see that, and I actually quite enjoyed it. And of course, you have cases like Death to All, where a bunch of ex-members of Death who played on different albums get together and go out on tour every now and then. And, that's cool. But I have to be honest, I don't really think I wish I could have seen this band live. I've kind of stopped thinking that, to be honest. There are bands that obviously I hope to be able to see live at some point, and I'm going to show you two of those bands. And yes, I'm going to be talking about these bands yet again. So some of you know what's going to come up here now. Bandmate, Japanese hard rock band. This is my favorite album of theirs. Unseen World. I've seen live footage. I have some live DVDs and stuff, and their shows are great. They're like all night shows, and they play lots of songs from typically from all over their catalog. Although they tend to not play that many songs from their first output from back when other people wrote the songs for them. And, you know, I think they could play more songs from those because they're good, a lot of those songs, but whatever. But that's a band I would love to see live, particular on their home turf, like in Tokyo or somewhere else in Japan. That would be great. Uh, yeah, similar story. Love Bites, Japanese power metal band. This is the original version of their first EP on CD. Hard to come by, super expensive. I found this one at a favorable price. Fortunately, it has been reissued on vinyl very recently. So, and I think on CD as well. So there's a chance to get this excellent EP. Anyways, power metal band, fantastic musicians. I would love to experience these musicians do what they're good at live. They did play at the Roskilde Festival last year here in Denmark, but ticket prices are obscenely high for that festival. And if you look at the collective lineup of the Roskilde Festival, to someone like me who's an old bastard, that lineup is generally fucking garbage. But then you have like some good names, in my opinion, like Love Bites and some other bands. But the ticket prices are too high, and I would prefer to experience this band live doing their own show, if you know what I mean. But it's a band I hope to be able to experience live. So there you go. That was the second question. So the third question, two bands that have two artists who have been involved in other things. I'm probably going to be cheating a little bit with both of these artists. The first one, my favorite band of all time, Iron Maiden. This is Fear of the Dark box set, which I actually haven't even opened yet. I have very few things I haven't opened. I think the reason why I haven't opened this one is I have it already on vinyl and on another CD version. And this is one of my least favorite Iron Maiden albums as it happens. So there you go. I've now made all the Iron Maiden fans angry too. I don't care. Anyways, of course, Bruce Dickinson has on the side a solo career, and it began with this one here, Tattooed Millionaire. And when he left Iron Maiden for a while, he kept his solo career going. When he joined Iron Maiden again, uh, he kept his solo career going on the side whenever he had time, I think, to release some stuff. Uh, this is Tattooed Millionaire. Uh, this is more of a hard rock album, but I love it. It's always been an album that I absolutely adored. And another member of Iron Maiden that has some side stuff going on is my favorite guitarist of all time, Adrian Smith. This is Smith and Cutson. Better Days, Better Nights, is it? Better Days and Nights. Kind of a double EP, as it were. Now, when Adrian Smith was in Maiden, he had the Adrian Smith and Project side project. Then he left Iron Maiden for a while and did Psycho Motel, which is really cool, kind of progressively leaning heavy metal. And then, of course, he joined Bruce Dickinson's solo project and played on a couple of Bruce Dickinson albums. And then he rejoined Maiden and started this side project with Richie Kotzen. And I gotta say, this is one of the best blues-based hard rock bands, in my opinion, of recent times. Excellent stuff. So that was Iron Maiden, Bruce Dickinson, and um, Adrian Smith. With the next one, I'm going to cheat too, because first of all, I don't have a physical copy of any output by this project, and I'm going to take my starting point in a side project. but we're talking Arch Matthias. I do have all their output on digital format, so here's one. So yeah, the members we're talking about are of course John Arch and Jim Matthias, and they were both in. Jim Matthias is still in Fate's Warning, and John Arch was in Fate's Warning. They both obviously play in the Arch Matthias project, and John Arch has his own kind of solo thing he did and put out this absolutely fantastic EP, A Twist of Fate. And I'm cheating because Jim Matthias also plays on this one, and so does Mike Portnoy. And this is an absolutely fantastic little progressive metal EP. Awesome vocals and awesome everything. Excellent. And then of course you have Fate's Warning, and Jim Matthias is still in Fate's Warning. So this is just it's a Theories of Flight. Yeah, it is. I've kind of neglected their more recent material. I do have it. I do listen to it from time to time, but I need to spend more time with it. But it's great. It's darker now than their stuff was in the 80s, but it's still excellent progressive metal. So there you go. I know I cheated a little bit on this question, but whatever. Okay, shout out two or more channels. I'm gonna keep this Canada themed. Uh, I wanted to shout out Twanger's Turntable, and then it turns out he shouted me out in his response to the um, challenge or thread here. So I guess that's a twist of fate. Anyways, I'm gonna shout out Twanger's Turntable. He's a drummer. He likes hard rock and heavy metal and classic rock, and shows a lot of really cool, like classic releases that he has in his collection, and he shows a lot of Canadian um, hard rock and stuff. And then I'm still on my quest to promote the hell out of Tainted Lord 87 because he deserves it. He deserves more attention. One of the most supportive members of this vinyl community and physical music media collecting community and the metal community on YouTube. So go and check out Tainted Lord 87. So there you go. This was my entry into the thread. It turned out to be a very long video because I went overboard. Because I guess that's just how I roll sometimes. But again, go and check out Trini Metal Grooves. Congratulations on 200 subs. Thanks for watching.